Kaya bali fusolini.
Mwambira President atowoze atolankana zatu chifanya mafusa wa bwino amene akuthandiza na President kuti mufotokoze bwino pa nkhani zambiri zimene zakhazi kuchitika Malawi muno. At this juncture, you may wish to make your concluding remarks before we finish. Thank you, Excellency.
I think by way of summary, let me say the following. One, I went to Equatorial Guinea, and as you heard, I attended the conference, I spoke in the conference, but I also had bilateral meetings with heads of state. I met those presidents that I think have been successful in addressing issues of poverty in their countries. I drew lessons from what they have done, but also we agreed on ways of moving together and strengthen our bilateral relations. The Brazilian government is coming to open an embassy here in Malawi. The Equatorial Guinea government has agreed to buy our produce, both fresh and not fresh. That now it rests upon us as government to ensure that we assist small growers, particularly those in horticulture, to produce enough to meet the demand. And we continued to talk about the strikes. And I was asked what I felt about children being used to march on the road, on the street. And I said my only concern was that we exposed our children to danger. That for me, it doesn't make sense that we allowed our children to march on the road where they could have been hit by cars, where we could have had serious accidents. And the question I asked was, did the parents know? Where they asked to give permission. If we didn't, then it is wrong, and it's unfair, and it is illegal. But secondly, I lamented that what worries me is that the children of this country are our future and our wealth. And that it breaks my heart to see that we are teaching our children hatred. We are teaching our children obscene language at a very young age. How that helps us in the future, I don't know. I explained that we are serious. Mr. Kateta asked, how serious are we? That this time we shall see implementation. I said, yes, I will do the best that I can. I will ensure that Malawians benefit from these bilateral relations and cooperations that I'm initiating. But I also called upon those that I work with to help me implement these programs. I went further to respond to the question of whether I have resigned yesterday or not. And I said, I will never resign. I am a servant of the people. And I want the people to know that until and unless Malawians tell me that they don't need my services anymore, I intend to stay in State House and do my work. I have said what is top on my agenda right now is poverty eradication, but in particular, I'm thinking about the flood victims. Some of them are homeless. It will be up to me to ensure that when the rains are over, I find homes, I construct, I build homes for them. And when I say this, it's because somebody has already offered me 800 houses. For me, what I'm worried about is, am I going to build houses for these people or not? For me, what I'm thinking about is whether we are going to grow enough agricultural products to export to those countries that are ready to buy from us. For me, what I'm thinking about is to see how I can improve the lives of women and children. For me, and I finally said that I don't know whether you remember what I said in Parliament. I said, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing. We have a bumper harvest with God's help. In a few weeks, we should be sure about that. And I am saying, this is not even the time for me to leave. the stage. This is the time to keep moving with Malawians into the future with hope, because we are closer to the end than where we started from. And that, for me, my task right now is to ensure that even that bumper harvest has market. That's what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is to bring money into people's houses. And that's my agenda number one. And also, finally, we talked about maize. And there was a question, don't you think because you're distributing maize to the poor, those that have been affected by hunger, that you are encouraging the raising of prices by vendors? And I said, no. My defense was that, no, there's no connection. What I think is that people are greedy and selfish, and that they have no interest of the poor at heart. That when they go to ad markets, and I saw it myself last week when I was coming from Jali, that they buy the bags at the normal price. I don't know what the price is. And then they go, 3,000, and they are making 120% per bag, which is not fair to the people. But I also finally said, I am struggling to find the connection between my free maize and the 7,000 bag. So all in all, what I can say is first to thank all that came to this press conference, but also in particular to thank our distinguished media reporters for coming. But to ask all Malawians that we don't have a choice right now, but to stay the course, and to tell Malawians that what I know for sure is that we are closer to the end than where we started from, and that we should have hope, and we should know that our prayers are being answered, because what we are seeing in the field now, we've never seen before. We've never seen before. We haven't seen floods even in Mbalaka for a long time, and that is why what worries me, the only thing that breaks my heart is the loss of life. But otherwise, we should not complain about too much rain, because these are blessings from God. Thank you very much for coming, and may God bless you.
Your Excellency, Dr. Joyce Banda, President of the Republic of Malawi, Your Honor, the Vice President, and all protocols observed, we've now reached the end of our press conference today.